My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Prey. Now, I know this is not a popular opinion, but I don't really care for the original Predator movie all too much. It's fine, but it's far from greatness in my opinion. I don't like Predator 2, never saw Predators, hated the Predator, so this is not my favorite franchise. But when I heard what they were doing with this one, by telling a simple story in a different time period, I thought that was the best approach to give this movie. Like, that was an absolute brilliant decision, and I still believe that. So I love what they're trying to do in that regard. I also think this movie has some decent action. I love the design of the Predator, and this movie is shot in Alberta, the province where I live. It's cool to see my province on the screen. I think it captures the beauty of it incredibly well. But that all said, I found this movie to be incredibly lacking. My biggest issue with this movie is definitely just a Gavin thing, but I don't like the way this movie looks. Like, I like how they capture all the landscapes and all that, but I just think it looks too clean and too HD. And because of that, it's lacking in any bit of grit or atmosphere, and I think that would have really enhanced this movie. On top of that, I really didn't find this movie to be scary or tense in any way. There was no point where I was on the edge of my seat, and I really think the movie needs that. Tension always enhances action. Always. So the fact that this movie is completely lacking in that department definitely hurt it. And I also found the acting in this movie to be very bad. Most of the supporting characters are as forgettable as they come, but the main character played by Amber Midthunder, I don't think she's good here. I don't think she plays this role in a convincing manner. Like, her character goes through a huge transformation from the start of this movie to the end. Like, when this character is fighting in the last act, I'm just like, I don't buy this. Like, where's the training? How did she get to that point? And I don't feel like we saw that on the screen. I also wish this movie explored the culture that's on display a bit more. It felt very, very surface level, and I would have loved if they went more in depth with that. Like, one thing that I think really hurts this movie is the fact that it's in English. I know some people don't watch subtitled movies, but just watching these people speak modern English, it kind of took me out of it. If you got them speaking their language, it would have gotten me more invested. Like, if you take a director like Robert Eggers and you watch The Witch, The Lighthouse, or The Northman, you can just see how much he cares about those time periods and the way people talked, and he always uses that to his advantage, and because of that, his movies always excel. And I would have loved that kind of aspect here. And I've got a few more issues. One of them is that I found the setup to be very bad. I say it's important for a movie to grab you early on, and this movie failed to do that. I don't think it set up these characters or this story well at all. I also found there was no wow factor to the Predator. Like, you're taking people that existed a long time ago and they're facing off against an alien with this advanced technology, and not once is someone like, oh my goodness, wow. Like, wow, like, what do we do? What do we do? You don't get that. Everyone just kind of treats it like it's another bear or something. And because of that, I found the Predator to use some of its mystique, some of its threatening presence. This movie also uses the absence of sound a few times, and not once does it work. I feel like it actually took away from the moments it was trying to enhance. And there's one scene, and I won't go too in depth, where there's a guy who just lost his legs. And the guy's like, ow, 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 ow. And I'm just like, you lost your leg. Your bone is sticking out. Why aren't you reacting like, oh my god, oh my goodness, what's happening? Oh my goodness, I'm dying. Someone help me. He's just very well composed, and it didn't work for me. So look, I really want to love this movie. I do love what it's trying to do, and I think it had lots of potential, and it does have a few good moments, but for the most part, I just found it to be lacking. I didn't find the main character to be well written. I found the main performance to be very wooden. I wish the movie showcased this culture a bit more. I wish the movie had more atmosphere and grit to it, as I didn't like the look of it. So on all, this is yet another big disappointment of 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and give Prey a 4 out of 10. If you want to watch a similar movie that's still very different, I definitely recommend Apocalypto. That movie is excellent and I can't recommend it enough. This movie, on the other hand, I know lots of people are loving it, but I just found it to be lacking. I do like Dan Trachtenberg as a director. I just hope his next movie is better. But anyways, what did you think of Prey? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.